Hello, my name is Gicho Cho, and I would like to tell you two things that I collaborate, eventually, how I started. First, I'm going to tell about my life. It all started when I was in my childhood, and that time as a kid, I didn't know like how much experience that I've felt. Yes, and now, like today, it's a lot better. But as a kid, like I was pretty young and really ill. But I don't know how I was able to figure that out. But when time goes by with the second grade as an elementary school experience, I have been really, really naughty and pretty really manic, and it was a horrible life for me. But however, that's not the only part that made me have a hard time. My mother, who is working at a restaurant called K-Town Chicken, which is at 136 Harvard Avenue, that the bus 66 service to, whether it's Harvard or Nubian Station, but that's not important. She has been really violent and really, really like scary, like violent and angry enough to be violent to my father, which like broke my heart. And I believe someday that she would probably get some help. But however, when middle school and high school, those time when they hit, I've been really, really like feeling so hopeless enough that I really was a dangerous person. But in the freshman year, which is my high school that I used to go to, is called the Lexington High School, located in Lexington, Massachusetts. And pretty much the struggle was continuous. Like the symptom of my thyroid, which is hypothyroidism, which is the symptom and evidence, of course, would be unexplained weight gain. And also, like, I would be diagnosed as Graves' disease, but I didn't know in the beginning. But however, when I turned 18 years old, by the time I'm supposed to graduate from high school, of course I haven't done well at the beginning, at the high school experience starting point. But when I received the certificate of naturalization, that is when the time I found out that I have mental health problem, and things were pretty complicated. But then eventually, when I turned 19, 20 years old, legal adult, but then do fully adult, that's when like that recent time I retook the MCAS test for biology, which led me into high school diploma, and I've gone for U.S. citizenship, which I'm trying to work my way up to getting back to my hometown, South Korea, where I was born. But but yeah, like more time has passed, and my mother has been like her condition was getting more serious. She did have surgery pretty recently, and yes, my mental health was not too good, but there was something that I love to do eventually, which was like like not just sticking with studying my domestic language and English, but I became more passionate to like studying all kinds of foreign languages to make sure that no other people with different race could feel more lonely, that no one could get ignored, and have a lot of happiness to those who really are lonely. That that eventually, back at eighth grade, maybe on my birthday, I found out and discovered myself that I have a really good vocal. But been complimented that I should be in the American Idol. But pretty much, that eventually, like back to the time where I started to study all kinds of foreign languages. That's when like eventually that I decided to like study and learn, have motivation to how to write in different languages, to write lyrics in different language. Just like a Korean K-pop queen named Boa, she studies four language, which is the Korean, English, Japanese, and Chinese. And on my end, I have passion about learning all kinds of language, being a multilingual singer. But in order, I may not be. I didn't say I was fluent, but it is a hard journey. And I'm sure that a lot of people who watches my video, that every mental health people or not mentally ill people can succeed in whatever they want to be. It may not work out to some people, but to some other half, it's nothing's impossible. It sometimes depends on the health too. But now today, before I get to that, yes, my mother did had a serious condition, and she doesn't have the knowledge to getting healthy. So my in my experience as a mental health, it was really long. But for mentally illness people, even to non-mentally ill, like physical health problem, they can succeed, and they have to use these medical vocabularies that will lure them into a better place. It'll lead them to better place, better health, that everyone deserves a smile. I would so my advice in a short version, use apply using the word symptom, which is easier way to understand it is experience. But when it comes to side effect, it depends on what med you take is prescribed. And if you feel side effect and you see it written in the list or like a direction, then it could be possible that you would feel a side effect or consider it as a symptom. And in my life, yes, my mother did dump me as a son, and she doesn't accept me for who I am. But that's because of her condition too. And someday, I feel like my mother sort of helped me in certain ways. Of course, she did kick me out when I think it was last year. Yes. And of course, she did kick me out, but however, what my mother did for me was sort of helped me. Even my grandmother, who recently passed away. My mother's side of the family they maybe have some conditional policy, but she may not see me as her son, but I see my mother as my biological or non-biological mother. And, the meds that I tried is I'll be glad to tell. My first one I tried was antipsychotic called Abilify that collaborates with mood stabilization. Then the next pill I tried was Seroquel, but back then in the treatment time experience, I didn't know that quetiapine, Seroquel, was a match to me that whole time at the first place. But eventually, I tried Risperdal, but it was not. It was I felt some negative side effects, but then I moved on to a medication called Clozaril, which was a white blood cell threatening type of medicine, as much as Zyprexa, which I've moved on to. And that's the time I found out that I have a thyroid disease called the Graves' disease, which is probably close to hypothyroidism, I assume. But yes, I was hospitalized once again. Then my mother did feel embarrassment because of my mental condition back then. So I tried the Haldol, but it wasn't working out. I mean, I don't mind telling you my medication experience too. So that's why I'm telling you this. I'm comfortable releasing this. And then a few years later, then when I got discontinued by Haldol, that's when I tried a medication called fluphenazine, which wasn't working out because I had the symptom of anxiety, which is restless legs. And I thought I was better, but one day there is there was one person when I was at the NAMI walk at Brighton, Massachusetts, who educated me something that I was very curious of to lead myself to be healthy and be successful. The doctor's name was, he's a medical director named Dr. Vu. I bumped into him like 1 or 2 years ago and asked him what the word symptom meant. And he told me that he's the one who told me that the easier way to understand the word symptom is experience. So after that education, that's when I wasn't feeling well. I was frustrated, but still, thanks to that training, the word symptom training, I was able to get a medication that will be a perfect match to me that's side effectless. And after that medication, they been prescribed. A little before that, I tried Latuda and Trilofan, but those two weren't working out for me too. But back to the final hospitalization, and I've been prescribed with Invega, and that day during my stay, it was really surprising that not only my leg, restless legs were treated, but I was challenging myself by dancing into one song that everybody was crazy about that was in Korean, made by Psy Jae-sang Park. And of course, I test out the dance and no mistake. But after I got discharged, I did eventually chose to go back to Bunker Hill and try to get 24 college credits to get transferred to Berklee College of Music because foreign language isn't the only passion I have. Like I told you half an hour ago, approximately, that learning foreign languages and becoming a singer, which collaborates into writing songs in different languages. And that way, I can feel I could be rich in the future. So, mental illness can succeed too, but it takes time. But mental illness people probably able to succeed under treatment with their psychiatrist as one by using those medical resource. I really thank Dr. Vu of Bay Ridge for teaching me the medical education, vocabulary education called symptom. And if it weren't for him, I would never come this far. It, and I'm pretty sure that I will become successful now that my treatment and prescriptions are complete. And eventually, someday, my mother might watch this video and probably feel like it will be time to reaching out to me. Someday, hopefully. But I hope everybody likes the video I recorded, and I hope that people with mental health problems can get inspired of not just going through treatment, like psychiatry treatment, but also to fulfill whatever they want to be, whatever dreams they have, that they have in mind, that they use their heads, smart enough to make a lot of money. Me personally, I don't care about money. That's like that cartoon show called Johnny Bravo. It's just, caring about money is really disgusting to me. So, so, uh, anyways, so yeah, like, I hope everybody enjoy this video, and, hope you have a good day. I thank you, and goodbye. And I hope you subscribe my video or change like links, the share links to, and, what else, like, it's not just it's just my story, it's not just the story. I'm also saying and trying to change lives for everyone. That child abuse should not happen. Corporal punishment shouldn't happen. There should be unconditional love between parents and their child. Probably to friends too. So, have a good day. I really hope you enjoyed my video, and hope you guys subscribe my video. Have a good day.